Welcome to another edition of Around the Table with Dan and Ann. It is a Friday, the 21st of March.
Indeed.
Oh my gosh, it's March already.
Well, March is almost over already.
Yeah. March was supposed to be like in with a lamb, out with like a gopher.
I think it's a lion, Dean.
No, it's Poxodonty. It's something like that.
No, it's probably Flickanese.
Flickanese?
It's probably Flickanese.
That's Flickanese. Well, good morning to everyone. How are you?
I hope everyone's fine. I'm fine.
I was in the prep room over here just a second ago, and Beamer was wearing a black T-shirt, and you're wearing a black T-shirt, and you came in the room, and I thought it was him, and I started talking to Beamer.
Well,
yeah,
I will put a side by side next time, and I will teach you that I look different.
You need a big sign. It says
Oh,
Ann.
do I?
Yes.
Okay, Dan.
Yes. I just want to let everybody know we're having Bryan King on the show this morning.
Yes, we are.
He's our state representative for this area.
Lots going on in the state of Arkansas.
Yeah. Get a little heated down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna.
And we appreciate Bryan because he represents the people.
He's our inside man.
And he's our inside man and comes here and shares
that
with us. Yeah.
So we're gonna
It's like 150 degrees in here, people, right now.
Sorry about that. Well, it was warm. We turned the heater off, or Kelly turned the heater off yesterday because it was a little warm,
right?
A little stuffy, and then we went to bed and forgot about it. So I'm waking up, pulling covers like it's cold in here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to get out, and we had no wood, so I had to go get a chainsaw and put a headlamp on, and go chop it. I had a chainsaw, so I used the chainsaw to cut the tree down, and had to cut it up, and then I had to split for. I think the whole thing took me about 20 minutes.
But what kind of chainsaw was it, Dan?
It's a Echo.
Echo what?
Echo. That's the name of the chainsaw. Echo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it a big one? Like a really big one?
Well, it's a 16-inch.
Oh. Okay. Is it gas?
It's a mix.
Oh.
It's got the bar chain oil, and it's got the gas mix.
Do you do this for other people? Will you go cut up their wood?
No, I don't have time.
Whatever time it was when you were so cold?
It was like 2:30 in the morning. I had to go do this.
Really? Did you go out there like fully clothed?
Well, I had a shirt on and boots.
Was it not a little nippy out there,
It
Dan?
was a little nippy. My cheeks were red.
I bet all your cheeks were red. Ooh,
anyway,
that was interesting.
Actually, I got warmed up, doing the splitting. I had to
Did you?
I'd do that by hand.
You better watch what you're splitting out there if you're half naked. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I put some extra notches in my boots if I'm not careful.
Something. Put extra notches somewhere.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Lordy.
It's a little warm in here now.
Y'all, it's toasty.
They put too much wood in the fire.
I feel like I'm already on vacation.
So you're leaving tonight, tomorrow? What are you doing?
I'm going to Springfield tonight. We'll leave early in the morning.
Oh.
6:15, I think is our
Well, you could get up like 3 in the morning here.
I have no desire to do that. It's much funner to go the night before and not have to worry about it, Dan. We stayed 10 minutes from the airport, so it's pretty easy.
Okay. And do you leave your car up there?
Yeah, that's that's like
it's pricey.
$80 to get it out.
$80.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
I remember in the old days, it used to be like you could leave your car at the airport for a whole week and it'd be $22.
Well, those days are gone. And let me say, we always look. They don't have the parking lot at Springfield very well. I mean, you have a letter maybe, but they're not posted everywhere very well.
All airport parking lots are that way.
So I get the privy. I said, Richard, you just dump me with all the stuff. I'll go. I'll be waiting to get in line. You go park. Especially when it's super cold, people.
Yeah, does he know that? Does he know the reasoning behind that?
Of course he does. I tell him.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we worked this out together.
Okay.
And then, but when we get back is always a problem. Like, where did we do that?
We should write it down somewhere.
No, I mean, we'll get our keys out and start honking the horn is what we do.
Here's the problem. Here's your problem solved. Get a piece of poster board and get some magic markers, the wide kind that when you've and it's let's see, it's in C12.
Oh,
Put on the cardboard C12, slide it on your dashboard. That way, when you go looking for it, you'll find it easier.
that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Plus, it's usually dark. I'm thinking there's not, they don't even have numbers. It's like,
Oh, they don't.
A, B, C, whatever, D.
Oh,
There's not numbers. You got to know which section you're in.
So when you
and-
get to that A, B, C, or D, then you got
Figure
to
out.
look at every
'cause
car
there's like
in that
3
level.
different sections to park in.
And there's not is the incline part of the level, because you're parking on an incline too, right?
I don't
I
know.
mean, don't you drive in different levels?
No, we're not on
Oh.
the level. This is all flat parking
Oh, it's all
lot.
flat. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now,
Oh.
that might be easier to remember. Like, I'm on the second level
Yeah,
at least.
okay.
But this is like, what? Anyway.
Well, just
whatever.
pull up to where you unload your baggage. Just park there.
And stay there.
Yeah,
You think they tow you?
I don't think so.
You're.
Just tell somebody
I
when you
want
get
to-
out.
When you fly to your trip in is it September or August? Is it September or August? Whenever you go on your trip,
Yeah.
I want you to test out that theory and let us know how that goes.
We're not doing that.
Why?
Someone's taking us to the airport.
Well, that's probably good. Then you save the
Yeah, I
money.
don't want to pay 80
But I don't
bucks.
want anybody to. I don't want to be dependent. You know,
Oh, no.
we've got our thing worked
No,
out.
what you do is you say, hey, you call up your friend.
You owe me.
You say, hey, I've got a colonoscopy I need to get to. Could you take me? Or, hey, I need eye surgery done. It's in Springfield. Do you mind taking me up there?
Oh, this is
And
how
then,
this
and
goes.
then waiting for me?
You got to watch. You got to
I
watch
did.
the whole thing.
I didn't watch the colonoscopy, but I did watch
you
the
didn't.
I did watch the eye thing.
Yeah, so
was cool.
It was. See,
That was
you
cool.
would not have had that experience had you not been approached by your friend and asked to accompany her.
But you know, I think that I missed the clearinghouse sweepstakes person because my neighbor won instead of me that day. Because they came to my house.
They did? Did
And
they
I
win a
wasn't
lot?
home, so they went to the next
but
door.
Did they win a lot? What did they win?
Yeah, they won a couple $1,000.
Seriously? Cool. Wow. You did get screwed on that one, didn't you?
I did.
Cool. Y'all, let's talk about the weather. 'Cause this is deep, and I joined in like some idiot.
Ooh, weather's going to be hot
You're
today.
gonna have to strip off that. You got a T-shirt.
I know, but you can't see what's underneath it.
Uh-oh.
It's not appropriate for
Oh.
radio consumption.
So today is mostly cloudy through mid-morning, then gradual clearing with a high of 66. Tonight will be mostly clear with a low of 40. Saturday, sunny with a high of 71. Winds light and variable Saturday. Saturday night, a chance of showers and thunderstorms are possible. There is a 40% chance of that with a low of 55. And then Sunday, a 40% chance of showers. It always seems stupid to read these sometimes because they change. But anyway, with a high of 72, and then Sunday night, partly cloudy and with a low of 42.
Monday, it looks like mostly sunny with a high of 68. Overnight low for Monday night is 47. And then Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 76 degrees with a wind gust up to 25 miles per hour. Tuesday night, low 46. And then, Wednesday and Thursday, highs around 75 degrees with a 20 to 30% chance of showers.
It looks like y'all will be having pleasant weather here in the
I think
U.S.
so.
Or here in the U.S. in Harrison while we're gone. So yeah,
Okay.
good deal.
All right. Our last topic to ponder. Everybody cheers. Thank goodness
I did,
it's
and
over.
I had a little discussion with Dan this morning. I said, "You have taxed my brain completely."
These are
and
pretty
even,
deep.
Let me tell you, it's up here on our Facebook page, like it's supposed to be.
Right.
And Phelan even said, "I don't even understand the question." You know, he's like, as usual, I'm confused by
Okay.
this question.
Well, you need to think a little bit harder.
So,
I've got a one-word answer for this one.
okay.
Okay, here we go.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
I'm going to
Well,
read it.
2 words. Go ahead.
How should we balance real fact versus emotional? Or let me read that different. How should we balance real facts versus emotional or cultural subjective truths?
They're 2 different things.
Yeah.
They're 2 different
Fact
things.
is fact,
Facts is facts, and
and
truth
the other's
is
not.
Truth is not. Truth is a belief, basically.
Yeah.
in my opinion.
And is it formed from cultural and all that stuff? Yes, it probably is.
A lot of it is. And I think Phelan pointed that out yesterday, basically thinking that, or saying that people would, at some point in time, a long time ago, thought the earth was flat.
Right.
And they were afraid that if you went out into the ocean, you would fall off the edge. But if you logically think about that, where would you fall off to, and where does the water go?
Why is the water still there if you fall? Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's what I think. How should we balance real facts versus emotional or cultural subjective truths?
Now, the answer to this is pretty simple. The wording is what gets us.
Yeah.
Because you put a lot of words in there.
Yeah. Yeah, just stick with facts and truth.
And you kind of have to do that reading the question.
Yeah.
What is he saying? Because I get all, like, my brain goes, huh? But anyway.
Yeah.
It's on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
We invite you to go to Around the Table.
It's our last one this week, so I won't be doing any more.
He'll probably do all easy ones while I'm gone.
I probably will.
So Beamer can understand them. No. Just kidding. Messing with him.
Okay. All right. It's on our Facebook page. Go there and check them out.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
Oh, I love it. I love a good orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
340 years ago today, composer Johann Sebastian Bach was born in Germany. He died in 1750. That was a portion of Bach's Orchestral Suite No. 2 in B minor.
How did people listen to this music throughout the day?
Why do you mean?
They couldn't. They had to remember the tune when they went to hear it.
Wait, well, say. I'm
Okay.
confused what you're saying.
Okay, you go see Sebastian Bach play
Yes.
this piece.
Okay.
This thing will get stuck in your head.
Oh yeah.
And I
Most
can see
definitely.
myself waking up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Wow, I remember that.
Yeah.
But it's a disadvantage if you can't hear it every day.
Because you'll
Back
forget.
no, back then when they had no CDs
Oh, yes.
or any way of listening to it.
Right. Because we could go to every day and listen. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
This would be the one where you would hear somebody in that time walking down the street whistling the tune.
That's a good
Anyway.
one.
Oh well. Okay. Sorry, I digressed. This was 70 years ago today. More than 3,000 civil rights demonstrators led by Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. began their third successful march through Selma, from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama.
Not quick enough, but it's here. And I think I need some time to sit back and think about it.
36 years ago today, after his conviction for the murder of a police officer had been overturned, thanks to information from the documentary The Thin Blue Line, Randall Dale Adams was released after serving 12 years in a Texas prison. The fact that he was free had not yet sunk into him. I'm sure.
19 years ago today, the social media website Twitter was established when co-founder Jack Dorsey sent the first tweet, and that's what you heard there. He wrote, "Just setting up my Twitter." This similar bird chirp would later alert millions of users on site activity on their phones. The company was later bought by Elon Musk for $44 billion and changed its name from Twitter to X.
You do that. You have that on your phone.
I've got X on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
The plane involved is said to be a 6-year-old Boeing 737-89P, among the most common passenger planes in the world. It's different to the 737 MAX, which was grounded worldwide after 2 fatal crashes in 2018 and 2019. China's president has ordered an investigation into the crash.
Oh, I really want to read this one today. 3 years ago today, a China Eastern Boeing 737-800 with 132 people on board crashed in a mountainous area of southern China. setting off a forest fire visible from space in the country's worst air disaster in nearly a decade. CBS News correspondent Vicki Barker had all that to say. All 123 passengers and 9 crew members would later be confirmed dead.
Willis Reed will forever be remembered for courageously playing through a torn thigh muscle, leading the Knicks to the 1970 championship. His former teammates said they knew the game was over once he limped out of the locker room and onto the court, and the Lakers stopped their warm-ups to watch Reed prior to Game 7. He was named the most valuable player of that final series, as well as the 1973 championship. The Hall of Famer was a 7-time All-Star and named one of the 50 greatest players ever. His number 19 was the first one to be retired by the Knicks.
Back in 2023, 2 years ago, today, Willis Reed, who dramatically emerged from the locker room minutes before the Game 7 of 9 in Game 7 of the 1970 NBA Finals to spark the New York Knicks to their first championship and created one of the sport's most enduring examples of playing through pain, died at the age of 80. Rich Ackerman looks back on the legendary's career.
You cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth.
67 years ago today, actor Gary Oldman was born. He won an Academy Award for his transformative performance as Winston Churchill in the film Darkest Hour.
Okay. And then we have a birthday cut. 63 years ago today, actor Matthew Broderick was born. Besides a career in film, Broderick also starred on Broadway in a hit called The Producers.
It's a fun musical. You should check it out.
Here's how it gets spun in the media. Rosie, big, fat, lesbian, loud Rosie, attacks innocent, pure Christian Elizabeth. And I'm not doing it.
Wow. 63 years ago today, comedian Rosie O'Donnell was born. She champions Broadway, adoption, and gay rights, and often clashed with her co-host when she appeared on The View.
Oh, funny.
It is like...
Now, she moved to Ireland, I think.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she deported or whatever. That's her. That's her home.
Trump.
I think she's coming back in when Trump's out of office. She says.
Well, good for her.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we have Bryan King in the studio with us, and
in the hot sauna.
In the hot sauna, we're going to turn the heat down for sure. We're going to do that, and we'll be right back. We need to talk about Stone Bank is our sponsor for this top of the hour, and also the roller coaster.
I don't have that before me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here.
Do you have it there?
I do, Dan.
Also, while she's doing that, you can go to our Facebook page, and our topic to ponder's question today is, how should we balance real facts versus emotional or cultural subjective truths?
Well, you know what you can do? You can spend your morning or afternoons. Do you know where, Dan?
Yeah.
Where?
At the place you're going to tell me.
Runaway coaster.
Runaway
mountain coaster. And you can enjoy your buy one, get one free ticket. That's what you just got to do. You got to go. Anyway, through March 31st, stretch your spring break dollar with a buy one, get one from 10 a.m. to noon and 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Good.
Monday through Friday. So you can't do it this weekend, but you could do it today and then starting again Monday because it is spring break time.
I've heard that screaming is optional, but recommended.
Okay, please scream.
Okay.
And go to runawaybranson.com/spring break to get your buy one, get one free ticket.
We're taking a break. We'll be right back.
The Channel 26.1.
And welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. We have with us, haven't had Bryan King in the studio with us for a while.
No, but he pops up on Facebook.
He's our state representative for this area, and we just kind of wanted to get you in and talk a little bit, maybe give us some updates. I know that we follow you on Facebook. Yes. and read some of the posts, and government is not a smooth running ship as we would like to think. And sometimes people pull their hair out, and I can just imagine what you have to go through every day trying to get something pushed forward in a government that's pushing back all the time.
Yeah, and it's a lot like, and I mean, we saw with the crypto mine issue.
Yeah.
In today's thing, they're pushing stuff through without telling everybody,
right.
Or you didn't know. I mean, no one knew anything about crypto mines, and now, here we have these things and where we're going with it. So and now we're having bigger issues now. Probably one bill I need to talk about is Senate Bill 307 that passed. Basically, it will allow energy and electric cooperatives to charge you more in your rates and up your rates to pay for facilities to try and take care of the increasing energy demand. And they'll say the increasing energy demand, and it's on a national stage now. We've had this wind and solar, which we've had 30 turbines go. Who ever thought we'd had wind turbines up in this area? You may have them in Boone County too.
Yeah.
And it's, that's not keeping up with our national, that's been a push from this green energy, all that stuff. And that's a show in its own, because I think Boone County needs to be aware of it because it's popped up in Carroll County. So 307 will allow them to raise your bills. Now, ultimately, I did not vote for it. One reason was energy, kept telling us up here at the meetings with the crypto mines, which are huge consumers of electricity, we've got plenty of capacity.
Right.
We don't, this is not going to raise your rates, and this is not going to do anything. Well, and then next year when we tried to redo some of the bills and untie the knots about what happened with this, that the governor, is pro-crypto in this thing, and it's hard to fight with some of these legislators in some of these counties that don't have to worry about it. But so they kept saying, no, we have plenty of capacity. We're not going to. Now they say, guess what? We need to raise your rates and capacity. And they're finding out exactly what we were talking about. So all these energy needs, these data centers that you're hearing about, Amazon, I think bought 3 Mile or nuclear reactor. They're buying nuclear reactors.
Yeah.
These data centers, AI that we're getting into now, require huge amounts. That's where this is coming at.
Yeah.
And so it's where are we going with this? And the crypto mine here was 10 megawatts. Some of these data centers and AI, whatever, they're looking at 100 megawatts, 150 megawatts. So you're talking about huge amounts of electricity. Once again, I'm not trusting energy in the thing. I mean, they just basically either you told us, you lied to us when you told us you had plenty of capacity, or you're totally incompetent in your job and can't look out.
Neither scenario is good.
Either scenario is not good. And so I ultimately didn't vote for it because I don't trust energy.
Yeah. What do you think? Where are we going to be in 10 years with our energy, though? AI is like everywhere, and it's being like even on X.
Yeah.
There's a Grok thing there, and if you do some research on that, they are requiring a lot of what you're talking about, a lot of energy to run these supercomputers.
Well, this artificial intelligence, somebody, my wife, you was talking about my wife, was talking to somebody, and they did some AI thing and said, produce a speech that Bryan King would say on the Buffalo River, and it produced, and it was pretty good. I was like, and then I was like, my buddy said, well, I don't know if I'd call it artificial intelligence if it's coming up with something Bryan King would say. So they were really razzing me about that. But I'm just saying, where's this going? It's like all this technology. My wife says I'm 56 going on 86, and I tell people, if I have to learn a new technology and accept it and totally adapt my life to it, or press another button and end all humanity, I'd say go try and find a hole, and if you come out and there's Keith Richards, Willie Nelson, and Bugs, you survived. I mean, it's just, I'm that way, but it is what it is, and I just think we don't, as we found out, we just don't know what we don't know, but as I say, they know. And they know where it's going, and that's why I didn't ultimately trust them on this bill.
Well,
the transparency again. Transparency would be huge if it was just there. This
whole thing with Elon Musk and Doge and going in and looking at government and finding waste, fraud, and abuse, and I think that's a good thing. But what they're finding out is the directors of a lot of these entities don't even know what's going on.
No,
Right.
and you see that in state government too.
Yeah.
There's a big void of people, and I appreciate you having me on because there's a lot of times in void today of people understand local issues that may be in a county or city or something happening, and then they go straight to national. There's no Doge going on in Arkansas. Right now we're having this issue of consultants. Like I found that in writing another op-ed that I'll share on Facebook, but these consultants, McKinsey, Deloitte, Hughes, they come in, they're going to consult you and tell you all this stuff to do, and in the end, it doesn't change anything. It wound up being worse, and they wound up getting the money. And they, like the legislature paid $100,000. It doesn't sound like much, $100,000 of your tax dollars to a London, England consultant to advise you on film tax credits. I'm like, we don't have somebody here to do that.
Yeah.
It is just that's what's happened. And you see in this next op-ed, you'll see like Deloitte was not getting any money before Governor Hutchinson came in. Deloitte starts getting these big, huge consulting contracts, and then they turn around and hire some former Hutchinson people as their lobbyists. And then McKinsey, same way on that. You'll see that in this op-ed how they're weaving in and out of government. They got a $5 million consulting contract.
They're no different.
It is really what, and that's what's trying to get people to pay attention on the state level. But you'll see Deloitte now, after they've started getting nothing, in 10 years they've got over $500 million of your tax dollars.
Yeah. Well, I think that the person at the very end who pays the taxes, like me, you, and everyone else, they're like, just don't bother me with, just run the government. Run it. I'm giving you my money. I want you to be a good steward of it. But that's not what's happening.
No, in our founding fathers, we talked about how they're running the bills, and a lot of times I don't vote when they throw down 100 and something bills within 7 hours, and you don't know what you're voting on. It's like James Madison, Warren does that when bills become too voluminous, you can't understand them. It's to a little avail of the people. And you look at George Washington, for example. We study him in history. After he got done with his service, he went back to the farm. And one of his famous quotes, being a farmer, was, "I'd rather be on my farm than be emperor of the world." So that's why, I always, the history nerd in me loves that. But you're seeing this with government where this money's coming in. And I think if we get a chance, I don't know how much time we got, we talk about the prison issue, the mega prison issue.
Do you want to, break this up into
we can break it up,
I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know at what point.
Yeah, the prison issue is the biggest issue that we're probably finishing up with. But, there's a lot of waste in state government. There was $2.5 million of your tax dollars went to a consultant in San Francisco to advise Arkansas on business contracts. And then they passed a bill on procurement contracts and said, no, we didn't use it. Well, $2.5 million, what I explain to people is like, and this is where the Doge thing is really hitting with a lot of people. And I know a lot of people don't like it, but then when they listen to it, it's like when you waste $2.5 million, you really wasted $5 million, because when you go down $2.5 million, you got to go back up $2.5 million to the good to get to even. And that's where, and then for $5 million, you could give a 1% raise to every one of our state employees.
Yeah.
So, it's how simple something can be, but these consultants are literally scamming the people of Arkansas. And, like I said in this next op-ed, and it, makes me very unpopular, but they're hiring the lobbyist, and then the lobbyists go work for the government that turns around and gives them the contract, and then when they leave,
it is crap.
It is that is exactly right.
Yeah.
And so I'm, like I said, I'm, trying to point out the waste, fraud, and abuse. Well, there's no Doge going on in Arkansas. It's spending more than ever. We spend more per capita, Arkansas, than all of our surrounding states. Florida's like 4,000 person, and we're 7,000 or 8,000.
Wow.
Yeah, there's so many figures of waste that's going through, and you could see 600, almost 700 million just going to a few consultants down there in the state, and all this is under the radar until you gotta fish it out.
Yeah.
And so you'll see me this next week with this new op-ed coming out. Will show how these things are weaving, and we need to start asking questions, because the only people enriching themselves are the people giving the contracts and then turn around and leaving and getting the big check.
Right. Yeah, thankfully, we have someone like you who really is out there to look out after us.
And if you call me a year from now and I'm not available and I'm in Florida at a beach condo and I've got a $150,000 job, you're going to say, hey, Bryan King got it. Let's just say it. But So far, that's not in the plans. I just want to go back to Farewell and take it easy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's take a quick break. I've got several questions I'd like to ask, and
we do want to talk about the prisons.
Yeah, we do want to talk about the prisons and some other things about our government here in Arkansas. And we are talking with Bryan King, and we'll be talking a little bit more about our state and how we're managed and what we can do about it with Bryan King. Stick around, stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Around the Table. We're talking with Senator Bryan King, our representative in this area, and we were talking about prisons during the break, and a lot of information there we could talk about. You want to fill us in on what you were talking about?
Yeah, I tell you, so this goes back. I've been around a while, and so we basically in 2010. Governor Beebe gets in financial trouble, and any governor gets in financial trouble, one of the first things they do is letting bad people out of jail early, prison early.
Right.
That's exactly what happened. In 2011, there was a bill I didn't vote for called the Public Protection Act. tell people all the time, the better a bill sounds, usually the worse it is. And that's exactly what happened. And then crime started going back up. Republicans then take over, and then they produce another bill in 2015 that says they're going to reduce crime and overcrowding. And it was run by state senator at that time, Jeremy Hutchison, who was going to be the big crime fighter. And I didn't vote for that bill either because I didn't trust Jeremy Hutchison. Well, he's now sitting in federal pen now for bribery. You know, that's
good eye.
Yeah, it's like, and so, you know, it makes me unpopular to say this is just not going to work down here and what's going on. But so it gets worse, and then Republicans were not keeping up with funding. Out of every dollar that state tax dollars spent, only 8% when I went in went to corrections. So this last budget they did, only 8%. It didn't go up. So you have all these needs going up. Now, they may got it up as a percentage, but with the cost of everything going up, it wasn't a net increase.
Right.
Wasn't keeping up. So that and public safety. So they came in. They said, well, 2 years ago they were going to pass this other bill that more serious crimes, rape, murder, that would serve longer sentences a little bit. And they wanted to build a 3,000-bed prison to take care of the backlog. Like Boone County, all the counties have a backlog because we've not built new state facilities. So they said $470 million at that time. That is $156,000 per bed. There's no realistic way that was ever going to happen. So now we were in the fight of, they say they popped in Franklin County, which is not in my district of Franklin. I have the top part, but the governor popped up like she does and just says, oh, by the way, Franklin County, you're getting a 3,000-bed prison and you're going to have to like it. And it's just the main people that should have been at the table, any community should have been there, was not. It was railroaded. When you look at the dynamics of what's going on, of our inmates in incarceration in the state, we have 75 counties. 8 counties contribute 2/3 of the inmates in incarceration backlog.
But everybody's like,
yeah, and so you have counties like in mine that are passing jail taxes, and the police are doing the best they can, and dealing with what they can to keep the crime. You have Pulaski County, for example. 1 out of every 5 inmates in our system comes from Pulaski County.
Wow.
So you have a crime problem now. If they don't take care of the crime problem in their Benton County, Washington County, Boone County voters stepped up and passed a jail tax. It's going to sunset next year. Benton and Washington County, Sebastian County are the 3 major culprits. They're not passing jail taxes, while Madison County does. So it's going to get where, why would any county want to pass a jail tax or expansion or anything or pay more while Benton and Washington County are building art galleries and bike trails? They're just going to keep running over the rest of us.
If you don't get to the root of the problem,
yeah, the root of the problem is the crime.
It.
Yeah, the root of the problem is the crime part, and that is where if you don't get our crime rate down, because when you have an arrest, you know, you think that, and it goes into bookings. You know, they're incarcerated for a little bit, a bond. You go into the court system, they may have to have a public defender. You go into the court system, it costs money. You go into incarceration. You go into rehabilitation, probation, parole. All those things cost money. The most cost-effective way is to reduce the crime where it doesn't happen in the first place.
Yeah.
But that hadn't happened. And what's happened with this prison, they are just past $750 million to allocate to this prison. And the prison building company has provided no details, literally just a cover letter saying it's going to cost it. This location they're building at would be equivalent to building it maybe at Lead Hill. Way out, there's not road structures to handle it. They didn't even do that. There's no water there. There's no sewer.
This is unprepared.
There is not. You're literally.
Why was it chosen there?
Yeah.
We don't know. We can't get an answer. They will not answer.
Someone's benefiting from that?
I mean, that's just, you can't. I mean, why did we not go to Fort Chaffee 45 minutes? There was road, sewer, thousands of acres. What's more safer than putting a prison next to a military barracks?
It doesn't make sense.
This whole thing does not make sense. And really, it's basing down to, we could expand in Calico Rock at $215,000 per bed. Why did the governor and the current the prison person at that time, why did they want to go with something that's $325,000 per bed? It's not adding up, and you're just trying to throw. It's these prison building companies. I mean, you look at 2 states comparable. Every one of these mega prisons that are built are mega financial disasters. And I tell people, these prison building companies know once they get you in for 50, 100 million, what are you going to do? You're going to put 6, 7, 800 million and be half done and quit? You're not going to quit.
Right.
They know once they get you started. Alabama was going to build 2 4,000-bed prisons for $1.3 billion. 8,000 beds for $1.3 billion. They're not even half done with one of them now. They're estimated $1.3 billion, and the legislature just went back to borrow $500 million. Utah, which started out at $550 million, much pre-COVID was done before price explosions. They were over $1 billion before they got done, over half. So this project they said was $470 million. It's going to be, if we can get done. The other part about it is they say they're going to get 800 workers out there. There is no way you're going to get 800 workers out there in the rural part of Franklin County. It wouldn't matter if it's Texas Instruments would not, be able to do that. Yeah,
You'd have to pull nationally for that.
Yeah, I mean,
and you'd have to build living facilities for all the 800 people that have to stay out there.
Yeah. So this whole thing has been something it's been trying to get answers on questions. We had the committee meeting.
And is this something that you voted for, or it just happened?
Yeah, we vote to allocate money for a project, and then once the project comes up, then we vote to do it. Much like a school, we'll come up with, we want a state partnership on a building. We allocate money for schools to build this, apply for the money, and then the school comes up with the specifics and the details, then applies, and then the state says we partnership. It's the same process we're going right now, other than you have these legislators where, like in Benton County, and some of these counties and some of these rural ones are letting them run over us, where they're sitting there going, they won't buck the system, and it is, it's just sad.
Yeah,
I mean,
sad.
the people of Boone County are going to suffer more out of this, even though it's not here, because
we got to pay for it.
Yeah, essentially Boone County and my counties are trying to do everything they can to pay and take responsibility. We're just going to be basically bailing out Benton County and Washington County and Sebastian County for not – if they stepped up like our people did, it would still be a crisis, but it'd still be a huge problem, but it would not be to this level.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are you able to voice your opinion on the floor?
They do until they shut you down. I mean, once you get too factual and you get too much to the point.
When you're telling the truth.
Yeah, they don't want to. But now we have video now, and then we have some good media coverage. And now with social media, I'm able to, the stories that you're able, I'm able to get those out to the people and show the people in my district about what is going on and what's happening. And right now, it is sad to say we cannot get any answers at all.
Wow. I don't understand why there's just no transparency.
I mean, can you imagine me building you a house and saying, "Oh, it's going to be $825,000," and I just provide you no details, nothing at all.
Right.
And
nobody
then
does business like that.
I mean, nobody does this.
Yeah.
This whole thing is these mega big prison building companies can be huge campaign donors.
Wow.
And so I just am really, really concerned that if we get in this project, it's going to sink us.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot more economical alternatives out there that we can do and spread it out around the state, for one thing.
Well, what can we do? Nothing?
I mean, I certainly know how I feel. I'd say contacting your, Senator Flippo. He voted for it. I mean, unfortunately. I think contacting him, which he does still have part of Boone County, there's no way to, and get him to reverse his vote. McNair, Harlan Bro, I don't know. He has part of Boone County. They need to know. The people need to start letting these people know. Stephen Walker is still in your listening area down there with Newton and Searcy County. So, we just need people like Senator Flippo reversing his vote, because he's going to make the people of Baxter County and that Senate district are going to pay for what these other counties don't.
So there
want to
is some
step up to
time
responsibility
to get it turned around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, Bryan, thanks so much.
Yes, thank you.
We appreciate you coming in. Wow, my head's spinning.
I think we're going to have you back sooner next time.
We'll have you back sometime again.
Okay.
All right.
I look forward to it.
Thank you so
Bryan.
much.
You.
Hey, we're going to take a break and kind of recuperate from all that. It's our government's something. It really is. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Around the Table. We had a great conversation with Bryan King.
Always very informative.
Yeah.
He's looking out. I mean, I feel like he is truly looking out for the people of his district.
Yeah, I think he cares.
Yeah.
It's once you get into government, I think you hit a fork in the road. You either go the way you believe, or you go where the money is and where the power is, and
I feel like he's not corrupt in that.
I don't think so either. And there's some people that are successful in national government that do just like what Bryan does. They oppose bills and they say no, and
even if it passes, he's at least advocating as he should for the communities that he represents.
Yeah, so we're happy about that. We got a good representative.
Yeah,
in our area for that.
Y'all may break him.
Yeah,
the government may break him.
It's not a job where if you fight Goliaths every single day, it tears you down. It wears you down. So yeah.
Right. Well, and I'm sure from his standpoint too that he said you cannot get answers. Well, that just leaves you in limbo. So it's just it's not effective.
Well, if you ask a simple question and you get humiliated with an answer, or you're shamed, or you're chastised, or you're
ignored,
even ignored, then there's something wrong. The question's not the problem. The answer and the attitude behind it is the problem.
Right.
Anyway.
Agreed.
Okay,
Dan.
What do we got going on?
Well, you know what? Okay.
You hear about
tour
this?
guide?
Yeah,
what? The tour guide guy?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This Chinese tour guide, he's brilliant. He makes more than $40,000 by, you know what? Do you want to guess what he does?
I do know what he does. Go ahead.
Carrying female tourists up a flight of stairs.
Oh, boy.
So maybe he'll do your bags too, or you just pile them on top of yourself and he can carry all of it. But he calls himself a climbing companion. And he helps people trek up thousands of stairs to the peak, of Mount Tai in China. I hope I said that right. He starts by holding their hand and usually ends up carrying them in a fireman's lift over his shoulders for the last 1,000 stairs.
1,000 stairs?
He says it does it twice every day. And he just started hiring people to help him. I guess I didn't read the whole story because I thought he was going to carry luggage.
No.
On top of the people. No, that's wow.
Well,
that's
this place is a popular place, but you have to travel the steps to get to the top.
I guess so.
Yeah.
So he just helps everybody so that I don't know what he charges.
Oh,
but if he makes
he's hiring people.
So if he makes $40,000 a year, he's doing pretty good. But hey, I guess you got to really want to go get up to the top of it.
Yeah, we're all familiar with scammers.
Oh yeah.
Well, Google is suing scammers for creating fake businesses on maps. Now, what's odd about if they're scammers are supposed to be kind of hiding their identity. So how are they suing them? But anyway, if you use Google Maps to get around, be careful. You could be on a trip to nowhere. Google is suing a bunch of scammers after they allegedly created and sold more than 10,000 fake business listings on maps.
Wow.
Some of the listings include fake 5-star reviews. This isn't the first time it's happened either. Google blocked more than 12 million fake business profiles 2 years ago. The company says it will donate any winnings from the lawsuits to organizations that fight scammers. Good for them.
Scammers, I have so much I could say.
Yeah.
But I probably can't repeat it.
You like to say scammers get a job, but this is their job.
Yeah, but how pathetic.
Yeah, really.
Okay, so they're warning Alaska residents in south central Alaska are being told to pack a bag and get out of the way because there may be a volcanic eruption. Geologists are warning people that Mount Spur, which is about 80 miles from Anchorage, is showing activity that will most likely end in an explosive eruption. So, hey, if you're a traveler and want to go watch a volcano, erupt, go travel to Alaska. But it does say the mountain is releasing high levels of volcanic gases near the summit. And I guess that's what triggers them to know that this thing's about to erupt. But anyway, I don't know. I've always thought that would be a cool thing to see.
In person.
Volcanic eruption? Like even flying flying and see. Yeah, I just think it would be fascinating, although it can be very devastating. But that's it.
You know what the happiest country in the world is?
Finland. Could that be it?
That's it.
No way. I guessed it.
For the 8th time in a row, Finland has been named the happiest country in the world, and the U.S. dropped to its lowest spot ever to number 24.
Ooh.
The World Happiness Report ranks 147 countries by their happiness level, and money doesn't always equal happiness. Researchers have found that kindness and social connections are important too. Two of the reasons listed for America's drop in the ranks are political polarization and increasing numbers of people who eat alone.
Oh, poor people. I eat alone. Like a lot, probably. But anyway.
Nothing wrong with eating alone.
No, there's not. And you know what? My
What's
kids used to talk. Well, do we need to do something different?
No, but
Okay.
I do need to mention that this show is sponsored by Stone Bank.
Yes, it is. And we appreciate them very much for doing so.
Mm-hmm.
And also, remember to go to runawaybranson.com/spring break and get your buy one, get one free ticket to the Runaway Mountain Coaster in Branson, Missouri during
Right there on the
spring
strip.
break. Ends March 31st. So get your tickets now.
Good.
Okay, that's just through the week. 10 a.m.
Monday
to
through
noon,
Friday.
3 to 5.
Yeah.
But go do it.
Well, today is National Teenager Day. Celebrate by sleeping in and then ignoring anyone at the breakfast table.
I could not sleep in this morning either. It made me so mad. But, do you ever have that problem? Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
World Poetry Day. It's hard to speak in the meter and make sense along the way. So try to rhyme and crack a smile. Today's World Poetry Day.
That was lovely, Dan. Did you do that all on your
All
own?
at the top of my head after I read it on the paper.
Well, here's my problem. National Memory Day.
Okay.
Try not to forget. Do you know what I forgot once? To show up to sing the national anthem at an Alzheimer's block. Yeah, that was like oxymoron.
Yeah,
wasn't
really.
It? Okay. National Countdown Day.
Okay.
I don't know what we're counting down to.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. Oh, wow. National Single Parent Day. Great American Cleanup. What else?
Anniversary of the start of Twitter. That's happened back in 2006. And then also the start of Women's March Madness. It's going to be on TNT, TBS, True TV, and CBS. Today it's the women's turn at March Madness. Get your blocks ready, and maybe you can do better than I did.
Y'all, tomorrow I'm flying out of here. National Goof Off Day. That will be my theme for tomorrow.
And there'll be World Water Day after that.
And I'll be doing that too.
Yeah. National Sing Out Day. You'll be singing on the beach.
You betcha.
And then Captain Kirk's birthday.
Well, happy birthday, Captain Kirk, tomorrow. Okay.
National Puppy Day, National OK Day, National Chip and Dip Day, and then National Near Miss Day.
Hey,
is on Sunday.
I'll see y'all, I don't know, April 1st.
I will see you with Beamer on Monday. Have a great day, everybody.